Hello, everyone. Welcome to the third episode of the podcast known as Taiz Talks. It's a variety podcast where we talk about different things, including entertainment, video games, and just any overall updates with the channel or our lives. Today, I'm joined again by the lovely Sam.
Hello.
Hi, Sam. How are you doing?
I'm good. How are you?
I am doing okay. So I wanted to first give a brief rundown of the podcast. We're going to talk a little bit about what we've been watching, just some updates, what we've been doing throughout our time here, and then also switch on gears to talking about VR. Yes, virtual reality. I actually bought a headset and have been playing. You have been playing too, Sam, right?
Yes, but not as much as you, for sure.
Oh, yes, because it's my baby. Not as cute as Baby Yoda, though.
Baby Yoda's adorable.
Yes. So, how is the entertainment world for you? What have you been watching these days?
Well, these days we've been watching The Mandalorian consistently as it comes out, or the Baby Yoda show.
Yes, the Baby Yoda show. Let's be honest. Why do you even watch the show? Baby Yoda.
Yeah, that's true. He's too cute.
And last episode, there wasn't that much Baby Yoda, even though it had this whole bounty hunting
Spoilers.
stuff. He's a bounty hunter. How am I supposed to spoil that? Yes, but he's a bounty hunter, and they did bounty hunty things. But really, Baby Yoda, and they shook the baby. There was many scenes where they were holding Baby Yoda, and they shook him. But yes, and in terms of The Office, we've been watching season 8.
Yes. We've been watching The Office. We're almost done with that. Or we're like 25 episodes away, right?
I think so. We haven't gotten to season 9 yet. We're like halfway through season 8, I'd like to say. We've watched when Michael left, I believe, last week.
Oh, yeah.
How are you feeling that he's gone?
Well, the thing is, when I first watched The Office, I didn't remember it too vividly. Maybe it's because I binged it. But rewatching it again, even though I didn't finish it the first time around, watching it again, I don't remember all of these scenarios. So it was like watching it for the first time. It was very sad. It was very sad. Heartwarming, but very sad.
Yeah, it is always sad when a character leaves. Also,
but it depends on the character and how they build them up.
That's true. They built him up really well, though.
Yeah, because he has this redemption arc type thing.
Yeah, I guess. You do care about him way more later on than in the beginning.
Yeah.
Which, that just shows good writing. Because you care about the characters. But, yeah, this is my third time, I think, watching The Office. And this is your second time. And it feels pretty new because I haven't seen it in, many years. Especially the later seasons. Season 8 and 9, I don't really remember much of it.
Yeah, I didn't even watch those seasons.
I know. You were like, Michael's gone. I am gone too.
Yeah.
Adios. Bye-bye. Have we been watching anything else?
Well, I've been watching Wizards of Waverly Place on Disney Plus.
Yes, Disney Plus. We watched Tangled, right?
The really bad High School Musical show.
Oh, tell me about that. How was it?
It's really bad.
Why is it bad?
Well, because I told you, one thing that happens is it's portrayed, their style of shooting it looks like they're trying to be The Office and Glee. Because Glee had a shaky cam.
Oh, did it really?
Yeah, it wasn't too noticeable, but they had a lot of fast zoom ins to the characters, and it wasn't a steady shot.
Interesting.
Yeah. But it wasn't like they were being filmed in a reality TV show or anything like that. No one was interviewed. There were flashbacks. They were doing voiceovers. It was just, that was the style of the camera in Glee. It was close up, shaky cam. For whatever reason.
I've never watched Glee, so I would not know.
Yeah, so that's what they're doing here in the new High School Musical show. But they're also at some point doing interview style. They're interviewing the characters, so that's The Office, which, they're probably filming some reality TV show or something like that. But the thing is that then they have flashbacks in the High School Musical show. Flashbacks when they're, there's a scene where the two main characters are, reminiscing of a time when they were together, because they break up later, but where they were together, and it's the first time that, the girl tells him that she loves him. It's a flashback, clearly, but, why are they there? And why would they be there? So it doesn't make sense.
Yeah, especially if they're interviewing people, how can they interview people and then have a flashback?
Yeah, or why would they film that? If they were there in that moment, it just seems really odd.
That's
and
true.
weird, and they do a couple like looking at the camera things, but then it's just so confusing. I don't know what it is.
Maybe he's trying too hard.
Maybe it's trying too hard, but also like the name is stupid.
Oh, isn't it? Or is it High School Musical?
The musical.
The musical, the show?
series.
The series?
The series, yeah.
There's too many does.
I don't know, I
Too
feel
many
like
articles.
it's not very engaging. The characters don't really captivate you that much. Maybe it's in the early thing, but I never really cared for High School Musical.
I watched High School Musical 1. I remember being a young little whippersnapper that I was. I liked the show. Or not the show, the movie. And the second one came out on Disney Channel as well. And I watched that one and I was like, bet on it, bet. Was that the second one?
Song, yeah.
I think that was my jam back in the day. The third one was in theaters though, right?
Yeah,
Only?
and I stopped watching it there.
I didn't watch it. And then
I didn't care.
yeah, same. so I just fell off. I fell off the High School Musical stuff.
But the thing is, like, I was living in Mexico at the time that they did that, and then they had like a project High School Musical in Mexico. They were going to make High School Musical in Spanish, like get characters, and there was this contest or like an open audition that I actually went to.
Wow.
Yeah, it was in Mexico City. Like anyone could go there and you participated, right? And the first round was dancing. So like it was an entire day event where we were waiting around to like get in groups. And supposedly like some of the people that were gonna like select the finalists for the first dancing round were coaches that had choreographed some of the dances in High School Musical, the movie.
Wow.
So like finally at like 5 p.m. like from being there until like starting 6 a.m. all the way till 5 p.m. At 5 p.m. my group went in and they just played like some High School Musical song. They're like, just dance how you normally would, right? And then the coaches, there was two of them, a guy and a girl, they would like walk around and just point at people and they'd be like, you, let's go, right? And that's how they selected those people. Obviously, I did not get selected because I suck at dancing. So
but
I was out.
How can choreographers like rank someone based on just dance?
It was more of like trying to see that your personality. So if you had a really big personality and like you showed that energy and you showed that you could at least like have rhythm and knew how to dance a little bit and stuff like that, you could do that. And I went with a bus full of kids because I was 14 at the time. We were all in this acting school in the state of Mexico that we lived in, and it was this acting school that was made by some high profile actor there.
Yeah.
And so they gave us that opportunity to go all together to see if anyone could like make it. And I think like from my school, 2 people made it to like semi-final rounds, but they didn't get picked in the end. And then they had the High School Musical Mexican movie premiere in theaters. And it was like a similar storyline. I can't remember, they had the same names.
Is it was it shown in any US theaters?
I don't think so, because it was all shot in Spanish and it was made here, like not here, it was made in Mexico.
Yeah. And
I don't think it was shown in any like American.
Well, do you remember the name of the movie?
I think it was just like High School Musical.
High School Musical en Español.
I can't remember what it was.
Yeah, search it up. I want to see this.
But I went to watch the movie. It was pretty lame.
Was it really?
I feel like they kept the same names or they didn't. Let's see. High School Musical Mexico movie.
That sounds so crazy though.
Yeah, it was called High School Musical El Desafío, Mexico.
What does El Desafío mean?
I think desafío means like... Actually, I forget my Spanish. I think it means like... Let me see. Okay, before I Google it. I think it means like the challenge.
The challenge?
No, probably is wrong. Let's see what does it say.
El Desafío.
Yeah, the challenge.
High School Musical.
Duel.
High School Musical, The Duel. That sounds intense.
It does sound. So basically it was a spin-off.
Ooh.
Like film of High School Musical. And like they were different names. So Troy was a guy called Cristobal. And Gabriela was a girl called Mariana.
Mariana is a very traditional name.
Yeah, it is.
What was it? Was it Disney? Like, did Disney make this?
I don't know if Disney made it or not. I have no idea.
Because, I mean, there would be way more. It would be on Disney Plus.
I remember. Okay, because they had High School Musical, La Selección, which was the audition thing that I went to, like the beginnings of it. I think they had a reality TV show where they had people compete in different things, and
like a talent show.
Yeah,
like America's Got Talent or something.
Kind of like that. Yeah, there's actually a lot of those. There's also a band called Timbiriche in Mexico that they just have like these singing competitions, and then they pick the kids that they like, and they are the new band now.
Ooh.
So I think that's what it was. So it's all coming back now. So it was kind of like a competition singing or talent show. And then from there, whoever won, then they pick those people to go on to make the movie, High School Musical, El Desafío.
That's crazy. I didn't even know Mexico made their own spin-off of High School Musical.
I forgot. But yeah, that's right. So yeah, speaking of High School Musical, that's what I remember from living in Mexico.
That's cool.
Yeah, didn't even make it past the first round.
But that's crazy. You were a part of High School Musical, the Duel.
I mean, not really.
But like you auditioned, you know?
Well, yeah, but I didn't have a shot. And I was really upset that day because that day I assumed that this would be over by noon, right? I'm like, okay, we're leaving at 6 a.m., done by noon.
6 a.m.?
Yeah, we left in the bus really early, right?
Oh, wow, that's so early.
It is really early. We went to Mexico City.
And they expected you to dance at 6 a.m.?
Well, I don't know. I don't forget what we got. I think we signed in. We just waited around a lot because there were so many people that showed up. It was open audition for that.
Mm-hmm.
But that day, my family and I were going to meet some friends that were actually moving to Greece permanently. Right? And I was like, sure, we have time, right? Like, I'll be done by noon and then I'll just go. Right? But I got in, went in at 5 to finally audition. And
5 p.m.?
5 p.m., yeah.
Oh, wow.
Went at 5 p.m. to audition. And then once I came out, I had to wait for everyone else because some of the people that came in the bus with us had gone on to the next stage, right?
Mm-hmm.
Anyway, we ended up leaving that place and getting back to my house around 10 p.m.
Wow.
So it was not fun. And I didn't get to go see my friends that were leaving.
That's okay. You know, they'll understand.
No, I was so upset.
It was High School Musical, the Duel. I mean, they can make an exception. It was High School Musical after all.
It was such a waste of time.
And now look, it's taking off. But on Disney Plus, it's weekly, right? The show?
Yeah, it's weekly.
Have you been keeping up with it, or did you watch just the first few?
No, I have been keeping up with it just because, but the last episode I didn't really look at it, and when they started singing, I just skipped them all.
That's the point of the show, though. They're just singing.
I know, but I don't have much patience.
It's okay. I know. I would not want to watch that too. I think it was renewed for season 2 already, though.
Already? I think there's only 4 episodes, though. I guess it was very popular.
I have no idea. I don't know how they renew shows. They better renew the Baby Yoda show. So
I think they should. They will for sure.
They will
do that one.
I'm just worried what happens to our boy, though. Baby Yoda.
Our child.
Our child, the only child.
He's too cute. Oh my God, he's so cute. I've never seen a cuter thing in my life.
Oh wow.
It's true. I used to think that Stitch was the cutest Disney thing.
No, and then Baby Yoda struck.
Yes.
See, Baby Groot, I didn't really think Baby Groot was even that cute.
He's pretty cute, but not that cute.
Yeah, but Baby Yoda is hands down, I will fight anyone.
Remember, I literally gasped when I saw him.
I know.
I was like, wait, what? I was like, Mandalorian? It's fine. Wait a second.
But you knew spoilers of the first episode that Baby Yoda was going to be there.
But remember that I just scrolled immediately. I didn't look at it too closely. I just saw the title and a quick picture of him, and I just didn't really look at it because I'm like, oh, no, I'm not going to see spoilers. And they were like, first look at Baby Yoda. I'm like, oh, so there's going to be some flashback thing or something like that. And we're going to see I thought it was completely not important to the plot. It was just a small thing they just showed Yoda's past.
It was the biggest thing. Basically, The Mandalorian became the Baby Yoda show with that one scene.
I know.
Just unveiling Baby Yoda. It was all over from there.
Yeah.
Mando, who's that? Move aside. It's Baby Yoda time.
He's too cute.
And then when he walks and he's all stubby.
So tiny.
Oh, he's so cute.
Little Rose. He's too cute.
He's too cute.
Oh, he's so cute. I just don't like the plushies. Well, not the plushies. The merchandise that they've come up with so far.
They said that one's coming April though, and that one
not May. I thought May.
Was it May? I don't know if it was May, but it was
the Walmart one.
Walmart,
right?
Yeah, Walmart brand. Which, if it's coming out that late in production, that means that, like they would have to like build a large stock of it, and I don't know if that's the actual final product that they're releasing or if it's just a concept art.
It kind of looked.
It kind of looked made.
Yeah, it didn't look too, but I feel like it didn't look too polished.
Yeah, maybe.
Maybe it is. I don't know. It doesn't look too fantastic.
It was a drawing though, right? It was like a 3D model.
Yeah, it looked like it was.
Yeah,
done on AutoCAD or something like that.
Yeah, maybe. So maybe the actual Baby Yoda will be even cuter when they actually start producing them.
I just feel like it's gonna be impossible to capture him as he is, unless they actually like. I don't know what they could do. I'm pretty sure they'll try to make a more cartoony version of him, because it'll just be easier to do it that way. But he's just too cute, and I don't think it could be replicated into good merchandise.
Yeah, I just think the toy that they showed looked too hard. It looked like one of those plasticky, like toys filled with like silicone that makes some squishy parts, but the bulk of it's like has a skeleton and it would be hard.
Oh, I thought it was just gonna be plastic, so I was expecting it to be like completely like.
Really?
Hard toy, yeah. I didn't think it would be soft anyway.
I thought it'd be a little bit soft, just based on the skin texture, but I really just wanted it to be completely soft, like a plush. Because when you see Baby Yoda, you just want to squeeze Baby Yoda.
You do, and shake. Oh no!
And shake the baby. Oh no!
He's so cute. We squish him.
Squish him.
No, but I don't think they'll be able to make him cute as a plushie, unfortunately.
No, I don't think so. But did you see the trailer for Wonder Woman?
I did.
It came out today, actually.
The music sounded really good.
The music sounded good. It was like bumping. The style choice was nice too. One thing about Wonder Woman, I don't really remember the first movie at all. I remember
it's been a while, hasn't it? When did it come out?
2016.
Wait, really? That long?
Yeah, we weren't at UCLA yet.
I thought we were.
No.
Really?
Yeah, because we still watched it in theaters here.
Wasn't it during a break or something like that? Did we watch it together?
Yeah, we watched it together.
Oh, it's been a while then.
Yeah, it's been a long time since the first movie. I don't remember who the final villain was.
I remember. It was Remus Lupin.
Who? Remus Lupin?
Remus.
Is that the guy from Harry Potter?
Say Remus or Remus?
Remus?
Reminisce? Right?
I don't know who you're talking about.
It's from Harry Potter, but I just read the books.
Right? Oh,
and I didn't really watch the movies all the time. So all the names are messed up in my head because I just read them, I didn't hear people constantly speaking. But anyway.
You can just call him Lupin. He had a mustache, though, in the movie, right?
I think so.
There's something about his face that was weird.
But he was the villain. He needed to have
an evil mustache.
But I'm excited. I really like the first one. Had a little bit of some... I don't know. I feel like I said, like the final battle could have been a little bit more epic. It's a little bit, I don't know.
Yeah, but
goofy.
But I thought it was. I don't really remember it too much, but I really want to know how they're gonna put the character Steve, the guy, back into the story. Because based on the trailers, he does show up.
Did he die in the first one? Did he sacrifice himself in like a plane or something?
Yeah, he
was
did.
it confirmed though that he
But
died?
even if he didn't, it's Wonder Woman 1984, and then the first movie was in 1911 or 1915.
Maybe he's not even there.
So
maybe
World
it's
War One.
Like a figment of her imagination or something.
She's going crazy.
Well, not crazy, but maybe she misses it. I don't know. I don't know what it could be. Or maybe he got some superpower by going into space. I don't know.
Speaking of superpowers, did you see the scene where Wonder Woman has her lasso and she's like lassoing on lightning bolts?
Oh, I thought you meant the one. Like I thought you were gonna comment on the one where she's like jumping like the Hulk, the first Hulk movie where he just like used to like jump really far distances. Like there's a scene in the trailer where she like uses her lasso to like catapult her to like jump across.
Yeah, there was one too.
Yeah, I saw the one with lightning.
That doesn't make any sense.
But she's like
most of the stuff didn't make sense.
Part goddess or something like that, or a goddess.
Yeah, but how
is she a daughter of Zeus? Yeah, right. Or something?
Something like that.
Or not. I don't remember.
I'm not good with...
remember the lore.
Yeah, I'm not good with Wonder Woman lore. But she was like the lasso wrapped around lightning.
But it is based on Greek mythology, right? And isn't like her lasso part of some other Greek like warrior thing? I don't know.
The lasso tells the truth. That's all I know.
Oh yeah, that's right. I forgot about that.
basically a lot of stuff didn't make sense, and probably we should watch the first one before watching the second one, because I don't remember anything.
But I'm excited.
Yeah.
She's a great actress, and she's very charismatic.
Yeah, the first one was good. I was surprised though that Wonder Woman did so well. Like, it was the best DC movie, and then Aquaman beat that, right? Just made more money globally.
I did not watch Aquaman.
I did not watch Aquaman either. I was not too interested. But people still say that Aquaman was not as good of a movie, but still did a lot more money. But I don't know. I might just be talking out of thin air.
I don't know.
I don't remember. There was another DC movie that came out recently. Joker. There you go. That's the one.
Joker, yeah.
Yeah, Joker came out, and then that was
I haven't watched that
the best Joker movie. No,
I mean-
best DC movie. It's the only Joker movie, but it's the best DC
Excuse
movie.
me, what about... Wait, what's that movie? Where is the one where Tim Drake becomes Joker?
Red Hood?
No. That's where Jason Todd
Oh, yeah.
dies and comes back.
Tim
that was
Drake?
a good movie. Yeah,
that was-
it's like Batman Beyond.
Return of
Return
Joker?
of the Joker. That's a good movie.
But that wasn't a Joker
It's a
movie.
Joker
It's a
movie.
Batman Beyond movie.
No, it's a Joker movie. It's all about Joker.
That's true. That one was sad.
It was really sad. Oh, it was so heartbreaking.
I tried watching Batman Beyond
So
again.
sad. Have you seen how they
I couldn't.
remastered it?
I didn't, oh, yeah, I saw that. But
Mhm.
I didn't I couldn't get into it anymore.
It's pretty gritty.
I think it was just aged.
Has it been aged? I mean, the dialogue's clunky.
Yeah. I
Wait,
think
Batman Beyond or the original Batman series? Which one did you try to watch?
both.
Both?
Yeah. I think it was just a little bit clunky. I don't know. Maybe I just have the attention span because I was like in school.
Oh. I just
Sounds
like
like-
Batman Beyond. Batman was always my favorite superhero.
I don't know. Best DC villain. I mean, best DC hero.
You gained them all. mixed
Yes,
up
I
today.
am. Oh my god. But he had the best villains too.
He did. Joker's always been really interesting.
I know.
And then you have the Riddler. I don't care about the Riddler.
I
I
mean,
don't like Riddler. Maybe that's why I don't like riddles.
just because of the Riddler,
Yeah,
you're
because
like,
he was
"Ugh."
ridiculous.
But yeah, it depends on the portrayal of him. He could be ridiculous, or he could be like very clever, like how he was in the Telltale game. I like the Riddler in the Telltale game.
Oh, was he the young version?
No, was
His
he?
friend?
Was he young?
Yeah,
no,
his
that was
friend, no?
Penguin.
Oh, yeah, Penguin was his friend.
Riddler was the guy who came out in the first episode of Telltale.
See, he was not memorable.
Well,
I don't
spoiler alert if you haven't played it. He dies in the first one, remember? He gets that dart in him.
No.
And then
Oh, I don't remember what he looked like.
and then you're like, "Oh, what the?"
That was a good game.
I know. Rest in peace, Telltale. So
So
good.
sad. That was a really good portrayal of Joker. I like that portrayal of Joker a lot. I feel
I
like
know.
it meant a lot more.
It really did, because you could like mold him.
I know.
It was so good.
God, that was so good.
Telltale.
So sad about Telltale.
I know.
Such
That's
a
probably the worst
masterpiece.
gaming news I've ever heard.
I know.
And I've heard of some bad gaming news.
Just sucks. Like they were like, we heard you all, and now we're making Wolf
Oh
Among Us
my
season
god, don't
2.
even talk about
And
it.
all the voice actors are like, yes, it's coming. We're making it for you. And then like, yeah, Telltale's gone, so no one
Yeah,
gets
be
it.
like, "Hey everyone, I'm sure you all love working for Telltale Games, but you're fired. Bye." Like everyone's like, "What?" So it was crazy. That was crazy. I still don't even remember exactly what happened, but like money and bankruptcy and CEO
Sadness.
issues. Basically, yeah, it was just all sadness.
Sadness.
And it feels like all those Telltale games amounted to nothing.
I don't know. Like at least they finished The Walking Dead,
Yeah,
and I like how it ended.
but like you gotta finish the Batman series.
I
Oh, that
know
was
that
so
series.
good.
But the thing is, like Primo's Batman ended up not being Batman, right? And we ended up being a jerk to Alfred.
Yeah, I think so.
You know?
Spoiler alert.
Oh yeah.
But I mean, it doesn't make any difference.
No, it doesn't.
Because it was
Because
the
it goes
ending
nowhere.
choice. And then Wolf Among Us 2. Oh my god, I was so excited for that one. And then it's ruined. My dreams are shattered. My disappointment is immeasurable.
Well, Darwin said that we could always just read the comics. I'm like,
Yeah,
it's not the
but
same.
it's not the same.
Darwin.
That's always
It's the
like,
same.
you know, like, because I watched the Amazon show The Boys, right?
The boys are back in town. Did they use that theme song?
No, they did not.
That
That's
is such a
copyright.
wasted opportunity.
Uh-huh. But no, The Boys was a really good show. I liked it a lot, and I thought the characters were portrayed like really well. And I tried reading the comics, and I just couldn't get into it because I think it was the characters on the show seemed more human to me, whereas the characters in the comics were a bit too extravagant. You know, like the main character Huey. Spoiler alert! But in like the first few moments of the show, like his girlfriend dies, right?
Oh my god!
And he like goes through like a lot of trauma and stuff, and it's shown. And in the show, he's a kind of a nerdy character, but in the comics, he's like this sort of jerky character, just by kind of like his dialogue and stuff. Or that's what I got from it. So I didn't really like the comics too much, and so that's why A Wolf Among Us comics, no thank you.
Plus it's not following like the same story.
Yeah, it's not following the same story. I'm excited though. They released a trailer for The Boys season 2, and that's gonna be good.
Oh yeah, you looking forward to any other shows coming up? Because it's in winter, the time when more shows come out, like from their hiatus.
Silicon Valley just ended today, I think.
Like
and
completely?
Yeah, the series finale.
Oh.
I haven't watched the last 2 episodes, I think. I'm kind of behind on it. But like it didn't feel like it was reaching an end, so I want to see how they ended it. Rick and Morty. That show is always like so good based on its writing, and like literally the dialogue gets so fast that like there's so many like moments happening in this like 20-minute interval that I'm like, wow, that was a lot. Like it was just jam packed, because like every second there's like rarely any downtime with dialogue, which is why I think they said the same thing about The Marvelous Miss Maisel, which is why I want to watch that show too.
Watched that one, yeah. They say it's really good.
Yeah, I want to watch it, but season 3 of that's just airing now. Those 2 shows. I want to start to watch Watchmen, but I don't really know anything about Watchmen, so that's sort of deterring me from that show. That's on HBO. What other shows am I looking forward to? The Walking Dead comes back February.
Walking Dead needs to go.
No, Walking Dead. I think it's ending soon, based on
Is it?
arcs of like television. Like
Doesn't
the
matter,
spin-offs
though.
might be still
Rebooting.
going. Yeah, spin-offs, but like the actual show. Yeah, I don't exactly know what shows. There's probably more shows.
Avatar: The Last Airbender, the live action one. I don't know when it's coming back though. I mean, when it's premiering, probably in a while.
Yeah, I feel like they should take their time with that one.
They really should. I heard this time the creators are working closely with it and are actually going to be heard. Because remember that time I told you that we went to their like autograph signing?
Yeah.
Like someone asked them in the crowd. They were like, "Oh, what about the movie?" And they were like, "Oh, we don't talk about that."
Yeah, like no, the movie.
Don't talk about that.
There was no movie. What are you talking about?
Yeah, I think they were just kind of like they had to, based on what they had kind of insinuated, like they just had to agree to do it because Nickelodeon wanted it to happen, and they were just kind of like going along with it. But it must hurt, like, because they put so much effort into their
And it's all gone.
into their show. It's a really good show.
I know.
It's a really good show. So I hope that they do it justice. I don't think it needed a live action remake, but I don't know. Because I don't want it to be the same as all the other Disney reboots, which just feels like you're watching the exact same thing with really minor changes here and there, or adding things here and there.
I feel like that's what they're doing, though. They're going for the Disney model. Because it makes money. That's the thing.
Yeah, I guess so, but it's not very exciting.
Yeah.
Like when you watch it, you don't want to watch it again. Or I don't feel like I want to. Like I saw Lion King, watched Aladdin, and one time was enough.
Yeah. I like Aladdin more than like The Lion King and like those movies, because Aladdin at least seems enjoyable to watch with like the special effects for like the genie and stuff.
Yeah, that one was the more engaging one, but like I watched Beauty and the Beast.
I didn't watch that one.
It's kind of weird because the dialogue was very similar and the scenes are very similar, and you're just like, I just know what's coming, and it's a little bit weird. I don't know. I feel like sometimes the cartoon did it better.
Okay, so now let's talk about the main attraction of this episode, VR. So, as you know, Sam, I purchased for myself on Black Friday weekend the Oculus Quest, which, hands down, if you don't own VR, it is the best VR headset to get. And I know people might be like, what? But what about the Valve Index? Or what about all those other VR headsets that cost easily like $800 to $1,000? I will tell you, the Quest is only $400. You don't need any base stations, which you don't need to set up monitors or anything around the room. because right now it recommends you to have a 6.5 by 6.5 meter playing space. I do not have that in my house, so that is not an option. And so like setting up base stations like in a smaller location just doesn't work. So I don't need base stations. The Oculus tracking has been really, really good with just the cameras, 4 cameras installed on the headset. Only a few times I've noticed that like my hands weren't being tracked properly, but that never happened like during a game or like an important part, just like maybe a menu or something like that. But really, like, it's been a really good experience. What would you say about VR so far?
VR has been amazing. I didn't think I'd be as hooked as I am with it. And it's still like, I don't have it with me all the time, so I don't get to use it consistently, but maybe that's why I feel this way. But every time I put it on, it's just like, whoa, that's right. This is what it looks like here. It's so crazy to me how immersed you are in it.
And where am I? So
it's really cool.
I also got the Viveport subscription, which is access to Infinity for Black Friday, which was $60 for the whole year, and I got like access to a lot of games like Arizona Sunshine, Five Nights at Freddy's, I Expect You to Die, and much more that I still need to play. But hands down, my favorite VR game so far is Super Hot, just because I loved playing the game on console, and it on VR, oh, it's such a good experience. It's just too short, but it's just so fun. Like I guess I'll put it on, just like play a few hours of that just like every single day. It's a really fun time. And the other game I've been playing is a Star Wars game, which is split up into 3 episodes. Episodes 1 was actually kind of boring, in my opinion. It was a Star Wars game, so you expect like a lot of crazy stuff to happen. It was really just, use your arms to like press these buttons, flip these switches, put on the throttle, open the elevator, and then eventually you got the lightsaber, and I was like, yeah, here's the lightsaber, here's how to use it, and you're going to use it like twice, and then it's just really going to be over.
Do you play as Darth Vader though?
No.
No, right? You're another character. Like,
yeah, basically the basic premise is Darth Vader is trying to get this crystal from this town, or not town, the planet of Mustafar, which is the lava one, and the
oh yeah, where he had his meltdown.
Well, I think so.
Literal meltdown. Anyway.
Spoilers, excuse me. But it was, he needs that crystal to try to bring Padme back to life.
Oh, he's still trying to do that?
Yeah. But he needs someone of this ancient race, like their descendants, to be able to actually, get the crystal, and that descendant is you.
Okay.
So initially it's like, oh my god, we got to get out of here. And then the people are like, wait, work with Vader and then try to fool him later.
Work with Vader and then try to fool him later. Later Vader.
And I think I've only finished the first 2 chapters. I still need to play the 3rd one. But chapter 2 was so much better than the first one. Like, it was actually like super fun. There was like giant monsters. You got to use the Force for the first time, which is like you hold stuff. Like, and I was like holding rocks and I was throwing rocks, and it felt like so powerful. I was like, heh heh heh. Because the lightsaber was like, I was like, oh, I have a lightsaber in my hand, and like I gotta wave it around and stuff. But like, the weird part about the game is like you have to wait till the enemies to come to you.
Oh yeah, because you can't move, right? You
can't really move that much. You can move by teleportation or like by walking a little bit.
Yeah.
But in the scripted fight scenes where it's like, oh, they're on your left, then you're on your right, it's just you stay in one place and just like swing, block, swing, swing, swing. But the Force is like, I can do anything, and it's been crazy because like you can use the Force and you can pick stuff up and you can pull it to you, and then I have the lightsaber with me and I just stab it, and I'm like, and then like, remember there's a scene with these lava rats or whatever, flying things, and Darth Vader was like, take care of them, and I was like, oh, but they're so cute, they're fine, I don't want to actually hurt them. And then all of a sudden they started spitting fire at me, and I was like, oh snap, and I was like using the Force and I was grabbing them and like squishing them together, and I was like, ha 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 ha, this is what a Sith feels like, ha ha ha. But no, that game has been pretty cool. Beat Saber though has been a really nice time, and one of the things about the Oculus Quest, which is why if anyone wants to get into VR at all and has the computer to do it, is get the Oculus Quest. For one, it is wireless, so you can play those games, buy those games on the Oculus store and just play it around. or you can play it wired as well with the Oculus Link. You just get a USB 3.0 to USB-C cable, plug it into your headset. That's what I've been doing, and it just runs those VR games on Steam VR or anything else like that, and it just goes straight to your Quest, and you can play wired. I played Arizona Sunshine, the entire campaign with my cousin Jacob, which that video is going to come out, first video of 2020, hopefully. But like that is just going to be like really, it really breaks the boundaries, especially because I've also gotten this app on the Quest called Virtual Desktop, that if you have a strong enough internet connection, you can access your computer and play Steam VR games completely wireless as well. And I feel like even though other headsets have higher resolutions, a little bit like better finger tracking or stuff like that, because like with the Index, it tracks each individual finger, whereas with the Oculus, it only tracks your 3 fingers, your pointer finger, and then your thumb, which is like, I didn't even know it was going to track any of my fingers to begin with, but it's really nice that it was wireless, it's the most affordable, and it's just the best headset overall, which I'm very, very happy that we purchased that, and I can actually play those VR games that I've been dying to play, and that's going to happen to show up a lot more in my streams, a lot more in my content. I still need to play like some scary VR games I'm planning.
Oh my god!
Like Five Nights at Freddy's. I mean,
because it's bad enough when you're playing a video game and you're controlling the little character, but now you're actually in it. It's just crazy how immersed you feel.
I know that's like the worst part, because you can't like necessarily run away, but it's gonna be fun. I'm excited. I think it'll be some great spicy content, and you're gonna have to see me get spooked sometimes.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah, you're just gonna be like, I'm gonna leave. I'm just not gonna be here while you play this, and be like, wah, wah.
Wow.
Yeah, I'm excited. That's one of the reasons why I also got it. Just it's fun content, and like just some of the moments that I had with Jacob playing Arizona Sunshine is just so fun. And I also want to ask you this question: what do you think about VR chat? So there was a meme back in the day that you might have heard of, which was Ugandan Knuckles.
Nope. Oh wait.
Wait,
do you know the way?
Yeah. Do you know the way? Yeah. Right. It was just a bunch of little knuckles, like
asking, "Do you know the way?"
Do you know the way? And they were asking in VR chat. VR chat is just a basic chatting simulator in which you can get your own avatar, have anything, and just chat with people.
I did not know that. I just saw that meme everywhere.
Yeah, I know. It was a very popular meme. But you get to chat with people. You get to play like little games and other stuff like that. Yeah. It's a completely free game. But what do you think about it? Like there was that one game that came out a long time ago, which was actually in The Office when Dwight was playing Second Life. When you remember Second Life, where he built his own avatar and he was like, I could be anything I want in this world. And I think he was a paper salesman as well or something, but also like the ruler of hell or something. I don't know. It was really weird. But it was like, yeah, that's happening. And then it's going to happen in VR as well. And that's where we are now with VR chat. What do you think about it?
Like being able to talk to other people through VR?
Or like just like the simulation. Because I know like Facebook is also doing that VR thing where it's like, hey, you can hang out with your friends, not like, actually in real life.
It's very cool, but it's also a little bit scary. We're getting too Wall-E here. You know? And like while it's great and everything, this really reminds me of this music video that Starset has for their song Monster. Because everyone's like wearing like these like, I guess, for lack of a better, like VR type headset things. And then they're like in this really depressed world. But in there, like they're having a time of their lives and they're just like sitting, like just watching themselves be happy there in that world while nothing's really going on for them. I don't know, it's just a little bit scary too, you know? If people get too immersed in it, like, which I feel like it would take a while for it to get to that degree. Yeah. Because one, this is expensive. And I think for the most part, at least people still like to interact face to face. But the thing is, like,
it depends on the person.
Yeah. And also the generation, I guess. I guess generation is a little bit more, I don't know. It depends. Yeah. It depends on like what you like, what you're used to and stuff. Yeah. Because it does give you a sense of feeling powerful because you can be or do things in there that you can't in real life, and it feels very real right now with that technology that you have.
Yeah. I mean, for me personally, because I've played a lot of video games, when I put on the VR headset, I still, like, you know, I'm not somewhere else or something like that. Even though, like, I feel like people often say that with VR. They're like, oh my God, I was somewhere else. And they'll take the headset off, be like, I'm here. I'm like, oh, I always knew I was in this room.
Yeah, like, I know that I don't doubt where I am, but I am still in awe every time I put it on. Like, wow, like, this just feels so real. It's crazy because there's so much depth to it, and you feel like you really are in that environment. It's just crazy how much it has.
And the craziest thing for me too is the hand tracking, because I remember what we tried, the Samsung Gear VR.
Oh, with Dead and Buried?
No. It was that one booth, and then we had like this tiny little controller with a trackpad on it, and like you moved around and you shot ships. That thing was awful. The tracking on that was horrible and did not work at all. And then now you try, like, with Oculus Quest, like, I'll reach to grab something and it's like I'm actually using my hand, and that just blows my mind, because it's like it's so intuitive and also like realistic, because it's like, oh, how do I need to grab this thing? Just go and grab it. And it's like, oh, well, that was weird but also like really cool.
Yeah, that's true.
The Samsung Gear VR was just awful, and like a lot of those phone VRs, just it's not comparable.
No. And
I also, like, I saw stats based on like PlayStation VR, which is the number one highest selling VR set.
How much is it, do you know?
200.
200? Okay.
Yeah. I think it's 300 retail, but it can sell for 200, and it comes with like games bundled with it. But you need a PS4 already. But like, and that's why it's the most selling. It's because a lot of people can't afford that amount for VR.
Yeah.
And also it's like, you know, Sony, it's a company that you know of, whereas Oculus and like, you know, Vive, you kind of don't know unless you're like really into, I don't know, Steam or PC gameplay, which, like, if someone has a PS4 and they're like, oh, what's this? PSVR? I'll be like, yeah, I can do it. And then like people who get like VR for like PC, you know, they know the parts that they need. They know like, oh, my graphics card doesn't work with it, but this graphics card works with it. So they're like a little bit more knowledgeable, whereas a PS consumer would be like, I have a PS4, I can use this.
Yeah. Yeah, I think definitely right now, like, it's hard for a great majority of people to get it to begin with. But as the years go by, I think they'll just be made much simpler. But the thing and that cheaper. Also, yeah, and cheaper. The thing that interests me a lot is, like, you use VR during that inorganic chemistry class, right?
Yeah, I did actually. It was cool.
And it was to see the what was to see, like, the configuration of
it was basically, or? You know, the protein data bank, PDB.
Oh yeah.
Where you could see
was
like
it just
different
that
proteins.
To be able to see it?
And it was like, you can have the whole model in front of you in 3D. The TA that was helping was like really like, oh, this is how you use a controller. This is how you do this stuff. I'm like, don't worry. I've played with the Vive before.
Step
once
aside.
Before.
I can do this.
I can do this. But like, it was really like I had to just drag it, like rotate it, and he would point out like, oh, see that orange spot? That's a nickel. And
what was
like,
that program called
nitrogen.
too? Oh, were you looking at hemoglobin?
I think so. Yeah. It was a protein data bank, and I'm using Pymol.
Oh yeah, Pymol was disgusting. I feel like VR would have been really helpful in Pymol actually, because it was so horrible to try to like make sense of it.
Yeah, and then like you can turn it, but the only problem with that experience for me was the TA quizzed me. You know, he was
so what's that?
He was like, oh look,
this?
there's iron, and
what does it do?
I was like, oh, okay, there's iron. That's cool. That's an element. That's iron. And he's like, so what do you think that is? Iron. Oh, there's oxygen. What do you think that's going to be? I'm like, well, iron and oxygen? And I was like, I don't know. Does it have to do with blood? Like, and he was like, yes, you know, because we have iron in our blood. And I was like, thank God, I got it right. Because I was like,
it's felt like when Spokojny quizzed me, I'm like, yes, that's exactly what it is.
Yeah. You were really lucky with that one too.
I was really lucky there. I've been really lucky. Seriously, that was just luck.
But yeah, that's the only issue that I had. But it was really cool, and I think definitely VR for education is going to be a huge.
Think about it. It would make things so much easier to be able to. I think, especially scientifically, in STEM, it would help so much more to actually visualize, like the stuff that you're trying to explain that PowerPoints and chalkboard can't get through, or even a non-moving picture in a textbook.
And like, there's also that game that I talked about. Oh, it's
Like
just,
point groups. Can you imagine point groups? That would make so much more sense.
that would be really nice.
Yeah.
But there was that game called Surgeon Simulator, which is very cartoony, but it's still like surgery practice. It's not intended for actually learning how to do surgery, but it just shows like VR is like super capable of doing all the things. But I also want to like complain about one game, because Surgeon Simulator, in the actual game, you control your hand just by your keyboard, right?
Yeah.
So that means like, I don't know, Q or 1 is your pointer finger, 2 is your middle finger, 3 is your ring finger, and it's just like, that's really confusing, you know, like press keys to like pick up stuff, and it's really like not intuitive at all.
Yeah.
And you get the VR controller and it works completely fine. It's just like you're actually, you know, picking stuff up like normally. There's a game called Hand Simulator, which I don't even like, I'm not really surprised. I didn't really know what I expected. But it's the same thing where you press keys to like move your hand, but then you get the VR controller and it's still press buttons on your VR controller to move your hand. I'm like, what? Why? Like the button for A is like your pointer finger and the button for B is like your middle finger. I'm like, why is this? Why can't it just be like a normal hand now that it's in VR? But they did not decide to program it that way. And I was like, I was very disappointed.
What a waste.
Because everyone was like, oh, this is going to be so much easier in VR. And I use it in VR. I'm like,
okay.
It's literally just the same game, just different controls.
Yikes. Yeah, they'll fix it later on.
I don't think so. The game costs $2. They're not going to actually put effort into it.
Other people will learn from their mistake.
Yeah. But I did a hand simulator. That video did pretty popular. So, I don't know. It's a very meme-y game.
Like the goose one? Oh,
The goose one.
Funny.
I still want to play the goose one.
It's cute. It looks really cute.
It feels like I've been spoiled with the goose one, you know? Like
why?
I've seen it all. Because like the
Have
goose...
you watched everything?
No.
That can happen? No,
I just watched Donkey's video.
And I love Donkey's video.
The goose honks. The goose has the rake in the lake.
Yeah.
And that's pretty much all you need to know. And I was like, okay.
I like how it can impersonate the other like plastic goose.
Yeah.
It's cute.
That's cute. But it's like, I feel like I've seen a lot of the game just by that much.
Was it a free game or anything like that?
No. I was thinking it was $10. It was really cheap.
I haven't seen the memes like they came out from. I'm like, where's this goose from? Like, what is happening? They're gone already though. It was hot for like 5 seconds.
I love the memes where the goose was holding a Super Smash Bros. Invitation. It's like, oh my god, the goose is coming to Super Smash Bros. Which, speaking of that, this Thursday is the Game Awards. And last Game Awards, they announced the first character for Smash that was coming that was new. And this Game Awards, they can announce the next character that's going to come out. So I'm excited.
Spoiler alert, it's Aang.
That'd be cool. I think it's like going to be Sora or someone, but I don't actually know. But the director, sort of the Game Awards, Jeff Keighley, he announced that there's going to be 10 announcements that we don't know. Like, it's going to be like a world exclusive premiere from the Game Awards. And I'm like, I'm super excited. It's going to happen this Thursday. And by the time you listen to this podcast, it'll be tomorrow. So all this news is probably happening, which we might recap that on the next podcast, which is actually going to come out on Christmas Day. So, wow, that's going to be a whole experience. But, yeah, I'm excited for that. A lot of good news is going to come out from that, I'm hoping. Maybe, like, a new game gets announced that we're both really excited for.
Yeah, I still want to play Dead and Buried.
I saw Dead and Buried 2. Dead and Buried 2 is not the same game as Dead and Buried 1.
No?
Because Dead and Buried 1, you were fighting these zombies things, right?
Yeah.
Dead and Buried 2 is completely multiplayer. Like, you just shoot other people. But I could be wrong, and I didn't really look too far into it.
I like the collaboration part, because I think you could just, like the trial that I played was just you linked up with someone else.
Yeah, but you were just shooting these zombies coming at you.
Yeah, I like the style. It was very cartoony.
Yeah.
Well, so it wasn't too bad. It was just crazy. They all just came at you. Like, ah.
I know, you screamed in front of the whole store. It was my first time using VR. VR.
VR.
Yeah, I know. And then I used my first time with VR with that stupid magic game, which I just made fireballs and threw it at stuff. Which was like, it was cool, but it was like, I would not.
I'm so happy I didn't try the drawing one for the first time for the VR. Dead and Buried was much better.
Yeah, I think it's just more actiony. That's why I like Super Hot.
Oh, Super Hot.
Excuse me. Super Hot is really good. What's your favorite VR game so far?
I really like Beat Saber.
I know. Beat Saber.
But the one that we played today, Super Hot's really fun.
Yeah.
That was actually really fun. I think that might be my favorite one. Beat Saber is really cool. It reminds me so much of Rock Band. Not Guitar Hero. Rock Band was far superior. But I did a lot of Rock Band, so I could see how I could just endlessly play it and not get tired of it. Super Hot has a limit of how many levels you can play at a time,
Yeah, I think
right?
there's only like 20 levels.
Yeah, but it's fun. It's really fun. I liked it a lot. It really makes you feel like you're there. I don't know. You feel like James Bond or something.
Yeah, I really want to get a more action-y VR game. I know there's one called Pavlov VR, which is like Counter-Strike, so you're walking around and shooting other players in multiplayer. One. I have a boxing one. It's called Creed. Yeah, it's a demo, you can try that one. But like, there's also boxing ones on the subscription for Viveport.
I think that what makes Super Hot really cool is that the fact that like you feel like you're a hero. Yeah. Destroying all like these villains or crystal things.
Yeah, it's like intense, you know?
Yeah, so I like it.
There's some games in VR which are like, oh, you're hitting a tennis ball and you're like,
you know what these games in VR feel
I'm
like?
fighting people. Like, yeah.
These games in VR, it feels like when the first iPod Touch came out, like a lot of the games that I'm seeing, they seem like those apps that first came out for the iPod Touch. Like flip a coin. You have a little koi pond, or like the bubble wrap one.
Exactly.
It's kind of what it feels like right now, 'cause it's a new medium.
That's why if you are just getting VR, which many people might be getting VR for this Christmas holiday, because I saw Oculus Quest sales boost up for this holiday season. It's only been out for this year anyway. But if you are getting into it and you have a PC that can run these VR games, get a subscription to Viveport Infinity. I believe it's probably like $80 for the year at the moment. I bought it for a price of $60 for the year. All those apps that you're saying that on iPod Touch that are just like crappy and you wouldn't actually pay real money for it, most of them are on that service, so I don't actually have to pay any extra money. There's some like Doctor Who, Edge of Time VR or something like that, which I'd be like, oh, I like Doctor Who, but I really wouldn't buy that game because I would probably like $20. I don't have to buy it because it's on that subscription. Arizona Sunshine, which is actually a very good VR game, I was like, might as well just play it on this subscription because I don't have to pay any extra money for it. So it's like, it's by far the best purchase. Same thing with like Xbox Game Pass. If you can incentivize it for like a subscription and also like offer discounts on people who want to just purchase the games fully, that's the way to go. And that way you can also try out a bunch of these apps without paying for all of them individually. There's a lot of free ones too, which I still have to try, like Spider-Man Homecoming, web slinging and stuff like that, which I'm really excited to try too. But, you know, that'll come out. I've only had the VR set for like 2 weeks now. So it's going to happen even more. Lots of VR content. It's going to be fun. And with that, I think it's time to wrap up. It's been a fun time. Thank you all for listening. And again, this is a bi-weekly podcast, so we're going to come at you every 2 weeks. Next one's going to be released on Christmas Day here on this channel. Ooh. You can also get this on Spotify, Google Play Podcasts, or Apple Podcasts as well. We're up there as well, so you can like listen to us in the car ride home or whatever you would like to listen to us to. Yeah, or like anything you want, really. If you're like cooking or like in the bathroom or something, who knows? Or you can just watch it on YouTube as well. That's fine.
That's true.
But also on my channel, I'm doing out those weekly videos. So I have a bunch of those coming out that I'm excited for, including one special one to wrap up the end of the year that may or may not take 9 hours to render. But yes, thank you all so much for listening, and we'll see you in 2 weeks.
Ciao.
Bye.
Auf Wiedersehen.